Namaste and hello, this is your Sanskrit instructor welcoming you back into lesson number 225. In this lesson, we will learn about how to form the feminine for adjectives that end in consonants and adjectives that have one stem, two stems, and three stems. So adjectives ending in consonants having one stem only have the same form both in the masculine and in the feminine. So this is the easiest one. So for example, kamakrit means granting desire. It doesn't matter whether your noun is masculine or feminine. Masculine here would be pita, feminine would be kanya. It would still be kamakrit pita and for masculine and kamakrit kanya for feminine. But when we're talking about adjectives with multiple stems, then we're getting a little bit more technical. So adjectives ending in consonants and having two stems form their feminine as follows. So adjectives ending in vat and mut, which is perfect participle active, and adjectives of quantity like kiyat add an e, a long e, to their weak stem. And once you're adding a long e to the weak stem, then you're going to decline this like nadi. So for example, dhimat becomes dhimati, dhanavat becomes dhanavati, nitavat becomes nitavati, and kiyat becomes kiyati. For the present participle active that ends in ut of the first, fourth, and 10th conjugations add long e to their strong stem. Those of the sixth conjugation add long e to either the strong or to the weak stem. So the present participles active in ut of the first, fourth, and 10th conjugation add a long e to their strong stem. Those of the sixth conjugation add e either to the strong or to the weak stem. So nayat became, for example, leading, came from the word ni. So ni became nayat, and that became leading. And then the strong stem of nayat, because remember, originally, after you form nayat from ni, it has to be declined, just like dhimat. So when you form the strong stem of nayat, you would end up with nayanta, just like for nayant actually. And just like for dhimat, the strong stem would have been dhimant. So in the same way, you would have nayant. Then you would add a long e to that strong stem. And that's how you end up with nayanti. So first, nayat is the present participle active. Then you would take the strong stem, which is nayant, and then add the long e to make it nayanti for the feminine. After you have nayanti, then you would take that word and then you would decline it like nadi. Okay? And then same goes for, here's some other examples. So you have pushyat. The strong stem for that, if you were to decline it like dhimat, it would be pushyant. Then adding the long e, you would have pushyanti, and then you would decline that like the d. Chorayat would be masculine, and then for feminine, you would have chorayanti. For vishat, you would have either vishanti or vishati, because you can add the long e to for the sixth conjugation. So vish is a sixth conjugation type verbal root. So you could add the long e to the strong or to the weak stem. So here you have vishanti and vishati. Now another condition here, we have bhavat. So bhavat is the present participle active of bhu. So in this feminine form, you're going to end up with bhavanti. But when you're using bhavat as an honorific pronoun, then you're going to use bhavati for the feminine. So bhavanti for the present participle active of bhu, and then bhavati for the honorific pronoun of bhavat. Then number 4, adjectives ending in add long E to the strong stem. So, for example, dhanin, you're going to end up with dhanini because you're adding a long E to the strong stem. Then comparatives in iyas add long E to their weak stem. So, an example here, we have partiyas. We're going to end up with partiyasi. And then you would take that and decline that, like nadi. And then finally, for nouns and adjectives ending in consonants with having 3 stems, they form their feminine by adding a long E to the weak stem. So here are a few examples. So we have chakrivas, the weak stem of that is chakrush. Then adding the long E, you would have chakrushi. Then you would take chakrushi and then again decline that like nadi. Vidwas, for the weak stem is vidwash. Feminine would be vidwashi. Rajan, weak stem raj. And then the feminine would be raji. Declined like nadi. Another example, pratyach, weak stem, pratich, feminine, pratichi, then declining that like nadi. Then our final example, we have prach. You end up, it remains as prach in the weak stem, but for the feminine, you're adding the long E, and then you're turning that into prachi, then declining that like nadi. So these are the terms and conditions for turning nouns and adjectives ending in consonants and having different stems in the feminine. This is how you would transform them into the feminine gender. And with that, this is your Sanskrit instructor signing off with a namaste.